Right, in this video we're going to be looking at wildcards. So I am on the higher team right now, and if you scroll down to SQL week 2, then 2.1 wildcards. A wildcard is it's like a special character that represents unknown characters in a query. So it could be nothing, or sometimes it could be lots of different things. It'll probably help looking at an example to begin with. So on the task, I've got some examples here. The percent sign is the first wildcard we're going to look at. It's only two to know. There's the percent sign, and then there is the underscore. Now, the percent sign, it stands for multiple characters. So you put it there when you want to get results and you don't know or you don't care what comes after or before a certain letter. So in this example, this would show all the forenames. So this is the Game of Thrones database again. It would show all the forenames of characters where their forename starts with the letter, I don't know if you can see that, it's where it starts with the letter S. Can I zoom in? Yeah, I can, a little bit. So yeah, it's where it starts with the letter S and then it ends with anything else. That's what the percent sign represents. Now, to make things more complicated, in Microsoft Access, you'd use a star instead, use an asterisk instead, but here in every other type of SQL you use a percent sign. This will return a list of names. I've just put the example away, beginning with S, so there'd be 4 names. It doesn't matter what length they are. There's also something called single character wildcards. I'm going to move my face, that will be easier. And a single character wildcard is it's just an underscore, or if you're using Access, which we're not today, it's a question mark. Now each underscore or question mark represents one single character very specifically. So the percent sign can represent one character, it can represent 10 characters, can even represent no characters, whereas this one, it is one exact character, so it doesn't come up as much. So if you were to run this code here, where forename like S, and I think there's 6 underscores here, it's going to show anyone whose name begins with S like before, but has 6 more letters. So here in the example, there's only 4 more letters here, and there's only 5 more letters here. They wouldn't come up, but if you do that, you're going to get the other 2 because there's 6 more letters afterwards. So this gives you very specific results. It works better if you like put something at the end of the underscore. So say you wanted to, I don't know, find someone whose name ended in L as well. Well, you could do S, 5 underscores and an L, and then it would return Samuel there instead. So just a couple simple examples really. So I'm gonna just run through a couple of them, just so it's 100% clear. So in the tasks, they're all down here, but they're also in the code itself. So show all character forenames that begin with the letter R. So that's basically what we just looked at. And you need to do select, is it all or just the forenames, right? So you go select forenames from, and you say pick your table. I cannot spell, it would be good if I could. That begin where, and it is, again, it's forename. Now you don't say equals. Common mistake is you write equals R and then you do your little percent sign, or remember if you're in Access it would be a star, but we're using a percent sign now. That's a very common mistake, but it's not equals because we're not it's actually going to look for R percent sign specifically. We want to look for something like this that could begin with this letter and end with anything else. So we just put in like in capital letters. I thought it'll work with lowercase as well. Run that. I haven't even closed it. Great. So you remember to do the semicolon. No such table character. It's characters. Run it. It's for name, not for names. Run that. So select forename from characters, and there's everybody whose forename begins with that letter. Keeps going, it gets gradually more complicated, so you can combine them together. Like you could do it if you put it, so it asks an I anywhere in their first name. So if you're looking for a letter anywhere, you would just put a percent sign around both. I know that's not the same letter, but we'll just try it and see here. And then that's anyone with that letter in their name, or if you put it just at the start, it would be names that end in this. I don't think there will be any names that end in this, but we'll try it. Oh no, there's 2 names that end there, Sandor and Peter. So the position does matter, where you put your percent sign or your underscores when you get to that. There's only like a couple of tasks that actually need the underscores. Most of them will be the percent sign. I'm going to jump down to task 9 because I think it looks more complicated than it is. Like after a while I start talking about dates. So I've edited this table, so it's now got the date of birth of the actors in it. But if you were to look for, so show all details for actors born in 1997. Using wildcards, that's actually quite easy. So you just need to think about it a little bit more. So let's say select all, and we're going from the actors table, and you say where, and now I believe I've written it out as date of birth, yep. Date of birth, one word, date of birth, and again it's not equals, it's like, and then you say like, and you open up the quotes, and you write 1997. Now nothing would happen with this, and again I haven't even done, but because it's looking for specifically 1997, but we've got the whole date of birth here. But if you notice the year, it's in British like date format, so the year is after everything else, so we don't care what comes before, we're just looking for 1997. So if you put as I say, an asterisk, that's access, so if you put a percent sign, it's a bit like smushed, but there you go. Actor Maisie Williams was born in 1997, and that's the only result. And then the other date questions, you would do something similar. So have a think about how you would do it for somebody born in the 80s, just the 80s in general, or how you would do it about somebody born in a month, because the month is obviously going to be in the middle there. So you can use underscores or percent signs to complete that one. So yeah, that's wildcards. There's only 2 of them to remember, and that is the multi-character one, which is percent sign in SQL or the exam, asterisk in Access, and then we have the single character one, which is an underscore in the exam or SQL, but in Access, remember, it is a question mark there. Right, hopefully this was useful. Thank you for watching.